Uh-huh. You go, Coach. Can you hear me?
Coach, Yes,
coach.
people. Big up to all of you. Thank you so much. I can hear you. I could hear you, but I just it was because we're live. We're live already, so that was why I didn't answer at the time. But big up to Bill. Thank you so much for finding the time to be with me on the panel. You're supposed to be the host. Maybe you were busy watching a lot of games going on right now. Thank you to all of you once again. Welcome to Soccer Perspective for another edition of the week's preview and predictions, where we try to um, predict the outcome of all the games for the current week, and we come to sensible conclusion and then make sensible predictions. But we'll always tell you that the truth remains: you cannot script a football. But it's going to be an exciting week. A lot of games. We this week will there are games. Newcastle will be at home against Manchester City. Arsenal will be at home against Leicester City. Brentford at home against West Ham United. Chelsea at home against Brighton. Everton at home against Crystal Palace. Nottingham Forest at home against Fulham. And Wolverhampton Wanderers at home against Liverpool. And then there's Ipswich Town at home against Aston Villa. And Manchester United at home against Tottenham. For me, that's going to be the game of the week, the most interesting of all. But Tabejo, big up for joining. Your thoughts on this week's games. Did I miss anyone?
No, not really. But to be honest, I'm looking forward for two games: Newcastle versus Manchester City and Tottenham versus Manchester United. So hopefully we
You,
can do watch along one of those two games.
yeah, I honestly do think Man City will smash them, but we'll look at how well they've done this season to have good idea with regards to how the outcome of the game. Let's look at the table. Top five. The top five is Manchester City in the first place, second place Liverpool, third place Aston Villa, Arsenal fourth place, Chelsea fifth place. Let's go sixth, Newcastle United sixth place, and the bottom five is Ipswich Town seventh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Crystal Palace 16th, Ipswich Town 17th, Southampton 18th, and Everton 19th, 28th Wolves. I remember we're still going to do a show on how the season will finish. So stay tuned. We'll plan it. It's not too late yet. We had to wait until after the transfer window to do that, so we have all the information we need to correctly predict how the season will end. Almighty Blues FC was in the house. My bro, my Indian bro from another mother, nice to see, and that's me responding to him. And Jay, the 2 a.m. guys in the house. Tabejo, let me hear your thoughts. What do you make of the table so far?
Yeah, to be honest, so far so good. But after Man City losing Rodri and De Bruyne not available, I think Man City might struggle to defend this one. But again, it will depend until January. Where would other teams be along with Manchester City? If Manchester City is still there in January, yeah, maybe they can retain it, because in January transfer window they might buy another midfielder to play that role. But also, as you know, Pep Guardiola used to play Stones as a number 6, so watch
He's
out for
played
that.
Stones there. He's played what's his name? Is it from Switzerland? The defender.
Which one, Akanji?
Akanji. He's played Akanji there too. So for me, I don't think the absence of Rodri makes a whole lot of difference for Manchester City. You know Pep. You know what he can do. If you count him out, you're doing so at your own peril, honestly. But go ahead with what you were saying.
Yeah, but again, who will do the dirty work? You remember Rodri was so crucial. If you watch the game between Chelsea last season, I think he scored against Chelsea home and away. Who will do that when Rodri is not there? That's the other issue for Manchester City. But again, as I said, Haaland is on form. Other players are getting there. Hopefully they'll get it right. But it's a challenge for Pep Guardiola, because both Rodri and De Bruyne are crucial to his team. So this league for me will be interesting. Will be more open than other leagues because other seasons. I mean, Liverpool is on form now. It's getting there. Arsenal, as you know, is getting there. Manchester City is on top. So hopefully this season won't be boring. Rather, other seasons when you have Manchester City and Arsenal running the show. No, no, no. Let it be four-man race or three at least, so that we can have fun, right?
And interestingly, I'm going to say this. I think Mikel Arteta, he's doing what he should have done last season and the season before to win the league. He's being a bit more pragmatic. Last 2 seasons, he wasn't pragmatic enough. Last season, he was a bit pragmatic. Right now, this particular season, he's been a lot more pragmatic. And maybe that will lead to them winning it. And if you don't mind, I'm going to refresh this screen so that it can be connected to Twitter. But let's see. It's going to be an interesting season, but too early to call. Way too early to call. A lot can still change in January. But I don't think Man City, they will miss Roger that much because he plays defenders in that position. If anything, they're going to miss Kevin De Bruyne a lot more than those players you've mentioned. So go ahead. I'm going to refresh my window to come back to see if it connects to Twitter so that people can know we stream here too. Go ahead, brother.
Okay, no problem. Guys on the chat, please kindly subscribe to the channel, hit the like button. That is very helpful. And also big up Jay. Hope you're good, my friend. So let me share the table and then I'm going to predict it and stuff. So let me do this. Okay, Premier League log because I want to share the log on my side.
Okay, go ahead if you want to. Go ahead if you want to share your end.
Oh, you're done refreshing?
Yeah. Go ahead, yeah.
Okay. Let me do this.
Oh, you wanted to share something, right? Go ahead.
No, I wanted to share the table so that.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah.
So as you can see, Manchester City won. Wow, Manchester City haven't lost. Manchester City haven't lost. Liverpool only lost one game. Aston Villa one game. Arsenal haven't lost. Chelsea one game. Newcastle lost one game. Wow.
Even Brighton hasn't lost any game, but they drew 3. So that's they dropped a lot. They dropped points. They dropped 6. How many? 6 points in total from the draws. For that's for Brighton. Yeah. So it's going to be an interesting season. Teams have made some good signings. Some will still make signings in January. So as I said, I think clearly too early to call with regards to how the season ends. So maybe would still do that the Premier League predictions before the season, before January, because I think we have enough information to work with right now. If after January things change and there's a need for us to redo the predictions on how the Premier League will finish, then we'll do it. Jay, big up to you and thank you so much for finding the time to join us on the panel. I don't know, you've been listening, so anything you want to chime in anywhere before we go ahead with the prediction exercise?
Big up, coach. Big up, Taveo.
Big up, bro.
Sorry, I wasn't actually listening to the last 2 minutes, so I'm not aware where should I connect. So you
Yeah,
go on.
I mean, you did not miss much. But if you want to come in, Tabejo's suggesting that the absence of Roger will be a huge problem for Manchester City. That I think you did say something to the effect of them not being able to defend the title because of the absence of Rodri. I think he did say something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong, Tabejo.
Yeah, even De Bruyne more. I think De Bruyne more than Rodri, to be honest, because Stones can play that role, but De Bruyne offer Manchester City a lot of creativity. So if De Bruyne is not there, who will do that? I know they have Savino, Doku, others, but again, De Bruyne is special. So Jay, what is your thought about it?
Um, I mean, both De Bruyne and Rodri are two very important players for City, and they are already, among the greats of Premier Leagues. Both of them have literally done so much for the club as well, and individual skill set has also placed them among the the contenders to be talked about in their particular position. But I'll have a little contrary. I think Rodri is, in my personal opinion, I think Rodri is that engine of that Manchester City side. Not saying that De Bruyne is not important at all, but I think Rodri is the one who, enables the play from the behind. So I think he's one of those players that will decide a lot of matches for them. I'll not go as far as to say that he will be the title deciding player because it's a big statement to say, and you never know. For a season that takes place over 38 games, everything and anything can change, and especially a season long, you know, a season that goes throughout a whole year. I think there can be many permutations and combinations according to players that can be suited. Especially we are talking about a coach like Pep Guardiola, so he will automatically, bring out something out of unexpected players that will suit this Manchester City side, and without even notice, they will be back on track. But particularly talking about Rodri, I think that's a big miss. So there are few games for Manchester City where they're not dominating at all, and Rodri is one of those players who had that capability to win them those type of matches. If you remember the UEFA Champions League game as well, it was Rodri's goal at the end that decided everything. And there are a few games like that which Rodri was the factor to place where they're not good, but he has that individual potential to clinch the 3 points in City's favor. Now they have to cope up with
when it
that thing.
matters.
Yeah, exactly. So they have to replace him with someone, and it can't be done with any one player. I think the role what Rodri brings to the table, I think few players have to like add to the team, and that can be Kovacic, that can be John Stones as well. I think the role of these players now uh, becomes so much important to this City side, and but I'm not really fuss about it because I think he's a genius, Pep Guardiola, and he will bring out some kind of solution to it. So let's see how it pans out. I just hope that Arsenal doesn't win by any factor. City does bring out something, or even if it's Liverpool, I just don't want to see Arsenal winning it.
Honestly, I'm going to say this. I hope that's not the case. If Arteta maintains the sort of pragmatism he's shown since the start of the season, and do as well as they did last season, I think they will win it. But let's see what happens. He's becoming pragmatic even more as the days go by. But that's, by the way, we're going to get to the prediction exercise proper, where we look at the insights, team form, injured players, and make a sensible. Yeah, I think it'd be right to say a sensible prediction. And remember, if you're into betting and you're listening, we're not saying for certain, and the numbers can only suggest. The numbers can only give us an idea what the most likely outcome would be, not for certain. Things change. You cannot script football, irrespective of how strong a particular team is or how better they are than the team they're playing against. It doesn't mean that certainly the other team wins. I think you've been there yourself, which is why we have what is called Charity FC. But that's, by the way, let's start. Newcastle are home to Manchester City. On paper, you can say this is a giant against a dwarf, but you can't script a game. Newcastle United, they have the pace to exploit the spaces. Definitely, they will see against Manchester City on that day. Whether they take their chances, that will make a huge difference. So let's look at the insight, which tells us a lot. The team form, how many goals they scored in their last 5 games, and how many they considered. That will help us make a good decision. So here we have Newcastle United. They've scored 7 goals in their last 5 Premier League games. Manchester City have scored 4 more in total, a total of 9. Newcastle United haven't kept a clean sheet in their last 5 matches. That's not looking good for them. And that's because Manchester City have scored more. Manchester City has scored more, and yep, they've scored more, and Newcastle have conceded a lot. Wow. And they haven't kept a clean sheet in the last 5 games. They are unbeaten in their 13 home games. Okay, that's a factor to also consider. Man City have just one penalty. No need to read it out. Forget Erling Haaland. He's in form also. So, okay, if we're going by the insights alone, you say the Man City will most definitely beat them because they scored four more goals. And Newcastle United, they haven't kept a clean sheet uh, um, in their last five games. So in Man City's last five games, they drew two and won three. And in those 5 games, they scored how many goals? They scored two here, and that's four here, 6 and 9. They're not scoring as many actually. They're averaging 2 goals per game. And they've conceded in all the games except one. Wow. Okay. For Newcastle United in their last 5 games, they scored how many goals? One here, three, and that's a five, six, seven. That's 7 in total. So City have scored more than them. But Newcastle they've considered three here, four, five, six, seven. They've considered seven in total. They've considered a lot more. For me, okay, who's starting? We know Nathan Aki is also out. So Pep does have an issue actually. If he moves, what's his name? If he moves Akanji to the midfield area, I think Pep wouldn't mind playing Kovacic there. He wouldn't mind playing Kovacic. I think he'd be content with playing Kovacic there. Maybe Kovacic will not be as much of as a destroyer as Rodri can be for them or has always been for them. But I think Pep wouldn't mind as long as he can create good enough chances. I think he'd be okay with that. Kevin De Bruyne, growing injury, a few days. Usually, if you see a few days, you don't be surprised tomorrow you see the guy in question on the pitch for that team in particular. Oscar Bob, we know that's serious injury. I'm gonna go. City will concede. I'm gonna go. It's a difficult one. I think Man City will still score up to 3 goals. I'm gonna go Manchester City 3, Newcastle United 2. That's my prediction. Tobeho, let's hear you. Then we'll go to Jay.
Uh, to be honest, I think this game will be tied. So
You think you
I'm going to
end
I'm
in a
going to
draw?
say no, 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 not a draw. I'm going to say Manchester City will win 2-1.
2-1, not 3. I think they will score up to 3 goals, but that's my prediction. Jay, let's hear your prediction. I'm recording, so I'm recording the predictions here.
Um, I think the factor of Newcastle playing at home does influence this result. For me personally, I see this home fixture for Newcastle on the levels with the Liverpool's Anfield Arena. It's so hard for teams to go there and take some points, let alone take 3 points. That is a victory.
Hmm.
So it will be tough even for Manchester City as well. A lot of teams have struggled there, even though Newcastle have been facing a defeat in the last game against Fulham. I think when they play at St James's Park, all the factors just diminishes and they are and the crowd just literally is their 12th player on the pitch. So I see this as a draw, and I think it will involve some goals as
Ooh,
well. So a 2-2 draw. I think City will drop some points here, unfortunately.
you really moved me with your explanation, but I'm not changing my my
Yeah,
prediction.
I
I'm
I
sticking with
tried my
3-2.
best.
I think City will edge it. I think City will edge it. Yep, I think so. Haaland is there. Savinho has been excellent. If you, Tomato, you remember how loud I screamed, how he created that first goal against Arsenal for Erling Haaland, how they were waiting for him to stick to the flanks. He drifted inwards and displaced about 3, 4 Arsenal players who were coming on him. I think he's on the pitch. Doku on his days on the pitch. They still have Jack Grealish who can make a difference. I think they'll be all right. And Gundogan is back. Don't forget,
Uh,
Gundogan is a fine
that
creator on the day.
that midfield coach that literally scares me. The midfield of Silva, Kovacic, and Gundogan.
Mm-hmm.
Kovacic, we know, is not that much of he can literally take the ball at his feet and move the ball, but he's not the one player you can trust for keeping some defensive work. He's not that type of player. Bernardo Silva was horrible against Arsenal. I don't know. I think it was one of the worst performance. And if he's like doing anything similar like that, then oh Lord save City. And Gundogan, as great as a player he is for City, he has been like very important for them, very crucial. We all saw how he, 1 points for them. But I think this is a little different, Gundogan. It's not at the same level, and I think they are good going forward, progressing the ball. But I think they leave some spaces for the defenders to catch up. So I see spaces for Newcastle to exploit in that midfield. That is why the Rodri factor comes in because he allows the other midfielders to literally express themselves, and he can deal with everything that is behind. So I
So
think the game will be
you're
settled
sticking
in the
with your
midfield.
prediction.
Yeah, sure. I'm not moving.
Okay. Okay, let's see. We'll check it. Okay, let's
Yeah.
go. Now it's Arsenal at home to Leicester City. Let's look at the insights quickly. The insight says that Arsenal have scored 9 goals in their last 5 matches. Leicester City have scored 8 goals in their last 5 matches. Arsenal have scored one more. Arsenal haven't lost to Leicester. That doesn't really matter. Records that sort of record can change easily. Wilfred Ndidi have created the most big chances for Leicester City, 4 in total. Wow. Bukayo Saka is ranked second in big chances created, 5 in total. Mavidi has the most shots on target. Those factors doesn't matter. I think they've scored in total. Arsenal have scored 9, Leicester City 8. Last 5 games, Leicester City, woo, okay. 3 draws, 1 loss, and 1 win. The one they won, I think it's in a cup game where they scored 4 goals in total. But they've scored how many goals? 4 here. That's 5. That's okay, 6 or 7. 7 goals in total, and they've considered 1 here, 3, 5. They've considered 5 in total, but 4 of their goals, total of their 9 total goals, that they were all scored in a single game, 8, so to speak. Okay, Arsenal in their last 5 games drew 3, won 2. And in the 5 they won, cup game, they scored 5 goals. So that doesn't really, I wouldn't count that one actually because it's a different ball game altogether in the Premier League. They beat Bolton Wanderers by 5 goals to 1, but in the Premier League they've struggled to score a lot of goals. They scored 2 here, but let's count them all. You know what? Let's minus 4. Let's just say Leicester City scored just 4 goals in the Premier League. Arsenal, are these all Premier League games? In Brighton, yeah, they are. So minus okay, 5. Let's just count this one here. They scored 2, just 3 goals. This is serious. This is difficult to predict, but they are at home. It's going to be tight. They will come out to they will play Leicester City with the belief that they're going to win this one for certain. Leicester City, I don't really know how they played this season. A lot of draws. Yeah, they do concede. Yeah,
Yeah, to to be
Arsenal is
honest,
going to beat them. I think Arsenal will beat them 2-0.
yeah, but
Let's see how you to.
to be honest, Leicester City this season haven't played that well. So I've been listening to Leicester City fans' views about the new coach. So
Mhm.
they are complaining a lot about the new coach. It seems like he's struggling and stuff. But again, they should give him time in order for him to do well. But again, Arsenal at the moment are running for the league. So I don't see Leicester City beating Arsenal. Let's be honest. Unless something happens, miracle happens. The way Arsenal is so compact at the back, they know how to create chances. But again, after they lost Odegaard, they don't create many chances. That's the main issue. Since Odegaard is injured, they don't create many chances. So, personal for me, in terms of prediction, I would say Arsenal will win 2-0. And also, guys on the channel, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, give us a score prediction on the comment section. So, what is your
Mm.
score prediction, Jay?
Um, I think this is a one of those games which will be panned out pretty straightforward. I think, and the Emirates Stadium is also kind of a fortress for Arsenal as well in the recent times, especially against the smaller sides in the bottom 10. So I don't think they will face much of an issue. And also, we have to like take into consideration the little factors, while the Arsenal thing, how they play against City and the agendas in the media, which we can debate whether they are agendas or not, but their fans will feel it, their coach will feel it that they have been targeted. So I think that also brings out a feeling in them to prove something. So I think all those
The
factors
sort
will
of
count.
us against the rest, right?
Exactly. Do you remember the Mourinho time when Chelsea used to play? I think it's similar
Yeah,
kind of
that's
thing
you could.
for.
Just sorry to cut you off. That's one of Mourinho's biggest weapons, strongest. You could say what he uses the most is that mentality of us against the rest of the world. But go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. And the comments of, after the match, Haaland going to Arteta and saying humble and all those things, even the fierce battles on the pitch as well. So I think all those things will count on this match. And Leicester are not really proving anything. I heard some quotes from the Leicester fans on the X platform that they have kind of, exchanged gold for a stone. And that's how they rate their new coach. So it's not looking good for them. I think it will be a pretty straightforward 3-0 victory to the Arsenal.
2-0.
3-0, 3-0.
Three. Oh, you're adding one more. Okay. I'm sticking with two because the weather is correct. Since the what's his name? Since Odegaard Martin Odegaard's injury, they don't create too many. All right, let's go. It's Brentford at home against West Ham United. Serious one. It's gonna. This is not gonna be easy. Edson Alvarez is out. He's suspended. Nicholas Ofokrogwu was out. For Brentford, who do they have out? Thiago Rodriguez, Rico Henry, Aaron Hickey, Matthias Jensen, Gustavo Gomez, Joshua the Silva. I'm gonna be honest here. I'm just gonna go with what the insights tell me and the team's recent form because I don't know these players. I have to be honest. But let's see. Insights. Brentford, they've scored 9 goals in their last 5 games. West Ham United have scored 5 in the last. Have scored 4 goals in their last 5 games. Wow, 5 less. Brentford and West Ham that doesn't go anywhere. But let's just read it anyway for the audience. Brentford and West Ham United have not drawn any of their last 9 matches. If you're superstitious, you'd say, yeah, so definitely there's going to be a winner. Mohamed Kudus has created the most big chances for West Ham, just 2. Crescencio Somerville has the most shots on target per match. Yeah, if you're paying attention, you think it's like 5. It's just 0.8. We nearly conceded a penalty when what's his name Fofana dragged him down. Okay, team form for team form. Wow, it's crazy. West Ham United in 5 games have lost 3, drew 1 and won 1. And Brentford in their last 5 games they won 3 and lost 2. Okay, how many goals did West Ham concede in their last 5 games? 5 here against Liverpool, 3 here. That's 8. That's 9. That's 11 goals in total. Wow, they're averaging nearly. You can argue that should be around 2.5 or 2. I don't know how to calculate that, but around 2 point something per game at least, if you want to break it down. For Brentford, and how many did they concede in 5 games? They conceded 3 here, 1 here. That's 4. That's 6. That's 7. 7 in total. And they scored how many in the 5 games? They scored 4 here. Okay, 4. 1 plus 3. That's 4 plus 1 more 5. 1 more 3 more 8. And 1 more 9. And West Ham United they scored just 1 here, 1 here. That's 2. 1 here. That's 3. Yeah. I think Brentford would beat them, but it looks like yep. And but Brentford they average 1 goal concession per game. Yep. 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. A lot more actually. It's difficult to calculate. I think I need to program something to help me calculate that easily. Okay, they've considered one here for West Ham United. They considered 5 here, considered 3 here, considered 1 here, considered 3 here, a lot more, around 2 points. But for Brentford, they considered 3 here, considered 1 here, considered 2 here, 1 here, so 2 points. I think this one ends in a draw. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. I
Let me
think this one
see.
also ended as well, coach.
Yeah. I think this one will end. No, Brentford will edge it 2-1. I think Brentford will edge it 2-1. Yeah, Brentford 2, West Ham United 1. Yep. Let's hear it to Beho.
I
I will
think
program something as quickly as possible to help me find the calculate the averages. I think it will help me quickly. But go ahead.
I think this one will end as a draw, to be honest.
You think it's going to end in a draw?
Yeah, I'm going to predict it 2-2 draw because I'm just looking at West Ham attackers. I know their defense and midfield at the moment they're not so good, but if this time their coach tried to find the best balance in terms of playing forward players, let's say Somerville, Bowen, and Pakata, then play Antonio as a striker, rather than playing Bowen as a first nine. I see them scoring 2 goals. So, and also
I think
Brentford scoring 2 goals.
yeah, I think Brentford did defend better than West Ham. And listen, the risk is there. West Ham they play with a high line. Brentford, they don't take that much risk. I get it, they don't have Tone, but Mbuemo, Shade, and Lewis Potter, those guys can still chip in goals here and there. I think Brentford will beat them. But let's hear you, Jay. You said 2-2 draw,
Um,
right? Tabeo.
Correct.
Okay.
I have to agree with Coach. I think although it will be a close encounter, but I think the morale of West Ham is like really down, and there is a mismatch between the player skill set and the coach's philosophical ideas, and I think it will take time. If it even if it gels, which I doubt, I think this coach might get the sack this season. So I don't know, and I think it will
Which
take
coach? The
time, even
West
if
Ham
it.
coach?
Yeah, the West Ham coach. I think they've taken him from
The Lopetegui.
Wolverhampton Wanderers. Yeah.
Hmm. So
So
your
I
prediction?
I think Brentford will edge it. We all know how hard it is for teams to go there. Even we saw
Yeah.
it with our own team, Chelsea, there. So I think they will nick it with a 2-1 victory. Brentford.
2-1. The same prediction as mine. Tabeo, you're losing this one.
Yeah, it's like a copy and
All right,
paste,
let's
but it's
move
fun.
on. Go ahead. Our game. I usually don't like predicting Chelsea games, but I will anyway. Chelsea were home. Let's look at the insights. What the insights tell us. We've scored 11 goals in our last 5 matches, and Brighton they've scored 10 goals in their last 5 matches. Chelsea have won. Yeah, that doesn't really matter. Last season, I have considered the most penalties, just one. Just please don't say that. Don't stand with considered the most unbeaten in their last 6 games. Okay, it's tight, but here's the thing: in our 5 games, we lost one, drew one, won 3. In the last 5 games, they won 2 and drew 3. We're higher up in the table than they are because they dropped a lot of points. Okay, how many goals did they score? This one, the cup game. I think this one, the Crawley Town was in a cup game. But let's just count it anyway. Let's count them. They scored 4 here, 1 here, that's 5, 3 here, that's 8 plus 2, 10. They've given us that number here, actually. They scored 10. So let's see, concession, goal concession is what I'm going to check here. They considered 1 here. 3. They considered 5 goals in total. And we considered how many in total? We considered 1 here, 2 here. That's 3, that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, No, that's three. We've considered only 3 goals. They've considered 5. It's a bit tight, but we have edge there for going by goal concession. And we scored a lot more than them. We scored 11. They scored 10. Although I would have loved to not count goals in the cup games, but it still matters anyway. They played the cup game, we played the cup game. They won by a lot of goals, we won by a lot of goals. And players out for us, we have just Rhys James out. We've learned to survive without him. But for them, they have a Yashin Ayari, James Milner, Solimatch, Gruda, Matthew O'Reilly, João Pedro is the one I know. I know that, yeah, if he's on the pitch, he makes a whole lot of difference for them. And he's going to be back early October. But they still have a very strong side. They still have Dong, Van Hick, the defenders, right? Okay, Veltman, Estupian, Baliba, how do you pronounce this guy's name? Hinshelwood, Mitoma, a tricky customer right there. Minter, Welbeck. Who am I looking for here? That's a player I'm looking for here. What is he, Senegalese?
Enciso.
Who?
Are you talking about Enciso?
No,
No. I know you're talking about Adingra.
Adingra, yeah. Why is he on the pitch? I have glasses on. I'm quite sure I can see everything.
No, I think this is the predicted lineup. So he hasn't started most of the games.
But Adingra isn't even. But has he not been starting under the new manager?
No.
Okay. Listen, I think we will concede 1 goal at least. We have Welbeck hardly plays against Chelsea and not score. That's for certain. So I think Chelsea will beat them by 3-1. That's my prediction for this one. Let's hear you. Once you're done, just as usual, hand over to Jay. I think Chelsea will beat them by 3-1. If we don't concede, I'll take it, but I definitely think we'll concede.
Yeah, this is my same prediction, coach. I think we're going to win 3-1 and Welbeck might score because he always scores against Chelsea. That's the other thing I hate about him. Always when he plays against Chelsea, he just find an opportunity to score. So I think Chelsea will win 3-1 also. Jay, to you now.
Jay, let's hear you.
I'll agree with you on terms that we will concede a goal or two maybe, but I think the high line that Brighton plays will give a lot of chances to our forwards who are like literally feasting right now. And if there is a combination where Nkunku and Jackson plays together, who both are in red hot form, I think we will be having a goal faced at the bridge. The match is at the bridge, right?
Yeah, at the bridge. Yeah, we're home.
Oh, okay. So I think we will concede one. So I'll go for a optimistic 4-1 victory to Chelsea. I think that the high line will be exploited.
4-1.
Yep, 4-1. I know you like it.
I mean, it's possible. Let's go. How many minutes are we into it? 44 minutes. Hopefully we'll get done soon. Okay, now Everton are home to Crystal Palace. Let's see quickly. I'm going to try and be quickly. Everton have scored 9 goals in their last 5 games. Crystal Palace has scored 9 in the last 5 games. Even Steven there. The other aspect of that, not important. And in 5 games, Crystal Palace, they've drawn 3 and won 2. Everton have lost 2, won 1, drawn 2. Let's check goal concession. Who concedes more here? For Crystal Palace, they considered 1 here, considered 2 here. That's 3. 1 against Chelsea. That's 4. They considered 4. Everton considered how many? This particular game that they lost to Bournemouth, was it against Bournemouth? That was no. Yeah, 2 of them, but against Bournemouth and against Aston Villa, that was crazy. So Everton considered 3 goals here, 3 goals here. That's 6, that's 7, that's 8. They're considering a lot more than Crystal Palace. And let's see who's available and who's not. Chadriad, Trevor Chalobah injured. Chaik is injured too. Matthews Franca. We were interested in signing this kid, but he chose Crystal Palace over us. Chamiti, not available. Amanda Broya. We were able to loan out players who are injured injured to this team. Okay, Coleman, Nathan Patterson, Idrissa is an important player. Everybody knows that. But they still have Mangala and Decore. So they still have a very strong midfield, physical too, and the Destroy is there too. So, but even at that, I'm gonna go by what the insights tell me. Insights and goal concession. Goals they're able to score in their last 5 games, and how many goals they consider in the last 5 games. Okay, the disparity again. Let me check once more. In goal concession, um, Crystal Palace considered one here, two here, that's three, and one here, that's four. But Everton considered a three here, 6, 7, 8. I think Crystal Palace will beat them by 3 goals to 2. I think we'll see a repeat of this result we've seen here. Yeah, in the forward area, Crystal Palace, they're very important. So they will score, but Everton will still score. So I think Crystal Palace will beat them by 3 goals to 2. That's my prediction. All right, let's hear you to Beho.
I think this game will end as a draw, 1-1 draw for me.
You don't. As for you, you don't even consider the insights, right?
No, 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 no. As much as
1-1 draw. Considering the inside it has really worked for me. So I'm going to stick with it until I find another way to improve my prediction process. Then I'll change things. But I need to know the accurate average goal concession. I think that will go a long way than the total number. But you go ahead, Tobeho. Sorry.
no, like I said, Everton, as much as they are playing poorly, but when they play against Crystal Palace, it seems like it's so hard for them to beat each other. So recently they've been drawing games. So I'm going to say 1-1 draw, like I said before. So I won't change my mind on this one.
All right. We're winning, Jay.
Yeah, I think it will be a draw, but I'll go with a 2-2 draw.
Wow. I think if anything, if I have to change, but I'm not changing, I think Crystal Palace will beat them. If I have to change, I would say, yeah, it will be a goal. It will be 2-2 draw or even more.
And coach, don't be surprised if Crystal Palace, sorry, Everton is leading by 2-0 by the 80th minute and they end up drawing 2-2.
And the
The
This is the
pattern
pattern
new
is
is there.
there,
normal.
right?
This is the new normal.
Yeah, for them. And the pattern is there. There's a pattern there. Yeah,
Exactly.
unfortunately. All right, let's move on to the next game. And the next game we have here is Nottingham Forest versus Fulham. Okay, quickly, insights. Nottingham Forest has scored 6 goals in their last 5 matches. Fulham has scored 8 goals in their last 5 matches. Nothing important there again, in terms of the insights. Ooh. In terms of insights, nothing important again there. Uh, okay. In the last 5 games, Fulham they've scored. They won 2, drew 3. Woo, this has draw written over it. But one caveat there is that Fulham have scored a lot more goals than Nottingham Forest. So we have to pay attention to that. Okay, goal concession. We know they scored a lot more, but how many did they concede? Wow. I'm just gonna go by 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 goals. They average in 1 goal concession per game. So that was easy to calculate because the numbers are uniform all through actually. Okay, but for Nottingham Forest, holy Tomolika. It's also 1, 2, and then they considered 2 in their last game. They considered 2 against Brighton and Hove Albion. Wow. Okay. This is serious. This is seriously serious here. Wow. They considered okay. 1 here, 1 against Newcastle United, 1 against Wolverhampton Wanderers. They considered 2 against Brighton. But I don't think Fulham, they're not that potent. They're not that potent. I get it. Jimenez, he's done well. Iwobi can create, but hasn't been
I think
scoring that much. Traore, this has a draw
what,
written all over it. I'm gonna
what's
go.
going what's going on, coach? Either you are really serious about the prediction, or either your mathematics is not good. One of the cases.
No, it's tight. It has a draw written all over it. The only thing is that Fulham has scored. They scored a lot more, but that just doesn't really make sense in so many ways. I think this is gonna end 2-2 draw for me. It has a draw written all over it. But I was tempted to say Fulham would beat them. No, I think he ends in 2-2 draw. That's my go away, Jay. I'll go 2-2 draw. That's the first draw I'm predicting today.
So, in terms of me, coach, as much as I want this game to be a draw, or I'm seeing as a draw like you, I've been watching Forest at home. They've been performing very well. So, in terms
That's
of their
another
home,
factor to actually always consider.
yes. So, in terms of that, I think they will edge it 2-1.
Hmm. You think Nottingham Forest will beat them 2-1?
Yes.
Okay, Jay, let's hear you.
I agree with Gabriel. I think our guy Hudson Odoi, and I think there's another guy from Manchester United that plays for Nottingham Forest. I think the two are really in good form as well. So, and in their home atmosphere, I think they will nick it, uh, or
You
not
talk
even
is
nick
it
it.
are
I
you
think they
talking
will be,
about Elanga?
yeah, Anthony Langa, yeah, yeah. So I think they will comfortably maybe using the home advantage, they will win it 2-1, and it won't be a close one like they're winning it in the added time. I think they will just comfortably take a 2-1 victory.
That's serious. My boss, you joined late, so you're not going to join the prediction. We're not going to go back for you. Okay. You said 2-1, Jay, right?
What's with the 3 MJ?
What time did you say, Jay?
I'm asking what is with the 3 a.m. thing? Wasn't it 2 a.m.? Now it's
I think
3 a.m.
he's heard me call you that.
Okay, of course it's you.
What's your prediction?
I just said 2-1 to Nottingham Forest.
2-1, 2-1. Okay, so your word to bet on that one. So I'm confident I'm gonna get that one correct, and you guys will get it wrong. Yeah,
Big
that's
up to
Yeah,
my
usually
we
a good
wish.
boss.
sign. That's
We
usually a
wish.
good sign for me, really. We'll see. Okay, well, Phantom Wanderers are home to Liverpool. Liverpool, yeah, definitely have scored a lot more goals than them. Yeah. With Wolves who scored 7 goals in their last 5 games, Liverpool scored 14 in total in their last 5 games. Okay, nothing important. Liverpool has also kept the most clean sheets in the competition, 4 in total. That's important. That's important to bear in mind. Um, okay, Wolves in total in their last 5 games, they lost three, drew one, and won one. And Liverpool in their last 5 games, they won four and lost one against Nottingham Forest. That Arsenal there you go. Okay, goal concession. Liverpool they don't concede that much. They've been you could say, yeah, not up to one. It should be point something, not up to one goal concession per game. So they consider one here, and one here. That's three. Yeah. And for Wolverhampton Wanderers, you can't say the same. They've considered how many goals here? 3, 6, 8, and 9 in total. So they've been averaging. This should be 2 points something per game if you want to break it down. I think this one is actually easy. Harvey Elliott won't be available for Liverpool, but I think they'll be all right. But for what's their name? For Wolves, who do they have out? Bubakar Traore, Gonzalez. Gonzalez. They still have their best, a lot of good players there. Kunha scores on his day. Larson, I don't know him that well. I need to still need to see him even more. Houston, I'm gonna go with Liverpool beating them. Liverpool, their average, how many goals per game? They've been winning by at least 3 in all the games they've won. Ooh. Yeah. So I'm going to say Liverpool is going to beat them. I don't. Wolves are not going to get a goal in this one. I say Liverpool will beat them. I'll go 4-0. I think they'll score one more than usual.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah. 4-0 for me.
Coach, 4-0, really?
Yeah. Liverpool will beat them 4-0. They've been awful. They've been conceding even they've been yeah. Look at how many goals they're conceding in all the games, and they've lost 3 on the bounce. They're below on confidence, and Liverpool they're very important in the attacking area, and I think they will score a lot more uh let's see if Aston Villa if they were able to beat them by 3-1, Brighton beat them by 3-2. I think Liverpool, yeah, will score a lot more. They will score up to 4. Liverpool, they have a very potent attack. They have the Jota, very unpredictable. They have Luis Diaz. They have Mohamed Salah, and they still have Mister and Mrs. What's his name? The guy that misses even open net. Um, if he gets a
Nunes.
chance on the day, yeah, he will score. So I think, yeah, and Liverpool they have a solid midfield. Gravenberch has been great. The Dutch international
Yeah.
McAllister has been excellent for them. So I don't see them conceding, and they will score up to 4 goals. So there you go. You have my prediction. Then I'm not changing it.
Okay. So I think Wolves will score at least one goal against Liverpool, because if you check their stats there, they're almost scoring each and every game, whether they lose or win. So I'm gonna say
That's the truth.
Wolves.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say Liverpool will win 3-1.
You think you
And
answer the 3-1? Okay.
guys on the channel, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button.
You've made me want to change my prediction, but I'm not going to change it anyway. I think Liverpool will not concede. Yeah. Against
Hmm.
Milan, they conceded 1. Against West Ham United, they conceded 1. They're not going to concede, in my opinion. Yeah, Jay, let's hear you.
Uh, I think they are like leaking goals for fun. Goals. They have been horrible, even in their home
Liverpool.
stadium as well. Wolves, sorry.
Okay, Wolves. Okay.
So, so as I'm seeing on the screen as well, the scores in the last 5 games as well. So they are leaking for fun, and I'll add the Chelsea result as well because that was not far away, 6-2. So I
Mhm.
think, but as I'll agree that with Tobago that they will score one goal because that's their habit. Even in their victories or their defeats, they do tend to get one goals on the counters. And Nori and Kunha will somehow get one goal. So, but Liverpool must have fun with this game. So I'll go with a 5-1 Liverpool victory.
Holy tomorrow. 5-1. I think I have made a mistake in terms of goal. I think, yeah, Liverpool may well concede, but I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to stick with my
You can
prediction.
change
No
it.
worries.
We are allowing you to change it. You can.
Mhm. Now, leave it. I don't think they'll concede. I think they will tighten up. They were able to beat
Uh,
Bournemouth by 3-0. Consider 1 against Milan. Milan has a potent attack. West Ham does have a
okay.
potent attack. Yeah. No, I
Well,
think they will. They will not concede. Let me leave it like where it is. So let's move on. Okay. Ipswich Town against Aston Villa. Easy peasy. Ipswich have scored just 5 goals in their last 5 games. Aston Villa they scored 13 goals in total in their last 5 games. Anything else? Anything important there? Yeah, it's important to know that Ipswich haven't won a single game in their last 6 attempts. That's important. Okay, now, all right. For Aston Villa, we've seen how many goals they've scored in total in the last 5 games. How many in total? Let me look at it again. 13 goals. Okay, but how many did they concede? One here, one here. Okay, 4, 5 in total. For Ipswich, one here, one here. That's 4. And 5 in total. But this guy's the average in 2 goals per game. At least, yeah, you could say that. If you break it down, it would be 2 point something per game for Aston Villa. And the Ipswich they've been averaging, yeah, point something, 9.9 per game if you want to break it down. Okay, I'm gonna say this. I think Aston Villa will beat them. And look at the draws they have here. Against Southampton, it was against Brighton, it ended 0-0. Against Fulham, it ended 1-1. Wow. Against Wimbledon, it ended 2-2. So probably was decided on penalties. Or did they play 2 legs? That's a cup game, definitely.
Hmm.
The Manchester City smashed them by 4 goals to 1. Yeah. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with Aston Villa beating them. Aston Villa, are they missing anybody serious there? Who are they missing? Boubacar Kamara, midfield. Diego Carlos, defensive line. Uh, Lucas Dean, experience right there. Matty Cash. Ooh, Tyrone Mings. Ooh. So who else do they have here? I can't see their predicted lineup. They're not going to be as strong given the absence of Lucas Dean. How long has he been out? But doubtful means he could start.
But they have Ian Martin, so they are not worried.
Okay, yeah, exactly. So I'm going to say they still edge it. But mm, yeah, Duran is still there. And what's the other guy, the English international?
Watkins,
Watkins is still there. So they still score. But John McGinn is out. McGinn is a very important player to them. So they're not going to score too many. I said they win it 2-1. They're missing some important players there. They will concede. Diego Carlos is been excellent for them in their defensive line. I think they will concede. It's going to be 2-1. I'll go 2-1. 2-1 to Aston Villa.
yeah, I agree with you, coach. I think they'll win 2-2. Also, Mabas on the chat is trolling us here, and then he's saying we should read this comment. We appreciate you, but stop trolling us, bro.
I don't know who is my boss. But go ahead, let's hear you.
So my prediction I think will be 2-1. I don't think Boston Villa will score more than 2 goals. The way
Yeah, they're
Ipswich
missing some
Town,
important players there.
yeah, and even Ipswich Town like to defend, so I think will be a tight game for Aston Villa, but they will edge it 2-1 also from my side. Jay, to you now.
Um, I think I don't see actually Ipswich scoring, against this Villa side. So I'll go with a 2-0 victory to Villa with a 90th minute goal by John Duran in there. So yeah, 2-0 victory.
That is seriously specific, and I'm going to note it. 90th minute goal by Durant. I'm going to
Yeah.
write it down.
Are you aware of his goal scoring record in the last 4 or 5 games?
I haven't been paying. Has it been doing it consistently?
Yeah. I think scored 4 or 5 goals in his last 5 games.
I'm hearing that even Barcelona are interested in him.
Of course.
Ooh, okay, 2-0 according to Jay. Okay, the next game, which one do we have here? Okay,
Oh,
which one?
the big one.
Yeah, the serious one. I think this will be go fest. Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna get to that
Okay.
in a bit. United have scored 11 goals in their last 5 matches. And Tottenham have scored 9 in the last 5 matches. I forgot about Mason Mount. I didn't want to read about him there. Ranked three at home this season, so they've been, which means they've been doing well at home. All right. Okay. Injuries. Who Son is out. Richarlison for a while now. He's been. Odegaard is out. Lenny Euro for United looks sure. We know that. Malaysia. Victor Lindelof. They can do without him, so they still have a very strong team. Um, for Tottenham in the last 5 games, they won 3, drew 2. Manchester United, they drew 2, won 1 against Barnsley. Must be a cup game. And lost 1. Okay, so they scored a lot more than Tottenham, but it doesn't matter. I think we should count them all. Tottenham also the Karabakh. If did they play a cup game? Which one is that? The Coventry City 2-1 win against Coventry City. Okay, so let's count them all. Concession United won here. Wow, just one. They've conceded just 1 goal in 5 games. Am I blind here? No, four in total in 5 games. But remember, 3 in a single game against Liverpool. Okay, 4, but they don't usually concede because none here, none here, none here. But for Tottenham, they conceded 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 2 here. So Tottenham, they concede at least a single goal per game. This is coach. I thought, what did he say? The action celebration. No. All right. This is serious. Yeah. Son, even if he's available, he's not going to be fully fit since he pulled a muscle. I think United will beat them. It's not easy, really. Tottenham has got 3 here, 3 here, 2 here, and they've been after the last 2 games they lost. When they lost 2 games in a row, they lost 1 to Arsenal. They don't concede too much, actually. Yeah.
Personally,
All right. I think Tottenham.
Go on, coach.
Leave me alone.
let,
All
let,
right.
let, me, let, let me make it simple. Let me
No,
break the
just give me
ice.
1 second. I'm calculating something here. I think United will beat them. Yeah, United will beat them by 2-1. No, United will beat them by 2-0. Let me go with that. Yeah, I get it. They've scored a lot more. No, Crystal Palace, they couldn't score. But these guys don't defend. Tottenham just cannot defend properly, in all honesty. And United will
Serious ball,
defend
man.
better. Yeah, so they'll beat them by 2-1. United will beat them by 2-1. That is if I'm just going to give them 1 goal because I think they will get a goal. Go ahead. That's it from that. That's it for me for that one.
Okay. And both teams, and let me say, Manchester United at the moment they are awful. Tottenham Spurs, they've been awful, but they're getting better now. They scored, I think, 4 goals during the week. Then during the weekend, they scored, I think, 3 also, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, they scored 3. They scored 3, 3 in both games. So I think this game, Tottenham Hotspurs will win 2-1 at Old Trafford.
Okay. Okay, let's see Tottenham for you. I think United will beat them because Tottenham can defend, and I think United can defend better. 2-1. Let's hear you. Let's hear you, Jay. I think we're missing one game here.
I think realistically Tottenham should win it. I think they are on a good run, and especially the form in the last two games. United have been awful. We all saw what happened against a team called 20. So that's horrible for a club like United. So, but that's realistic, right? Tottenham should it, but we all know the bottle gene that is present in Tottenham. So I think somehow they will bottle this game I think in the final 10-15 minutes it will be really interesting. But there is goals in this match, so I want to say Tottenham to win it because that should be the case because United are horrible. But I know the moment and the atmosphere will somehow be too heavy on Tottenham. So I'll go with a 2-2 draw.
Ooh, okay. 2-2 draw. I'm sticking with Manchester United winning because Tottenham just cannot defend. So we're looking for one more game, the Southampton game. Where is it?
It's on Monday.
What? What game are we missing? The Bournemouth game. Bournemouth, Southampton. Okay, there you go.
Yes, on
No,
Monday.
okay, this one. Is this one on Monday?
Ye- Yes, on Monday. That one.
Okay, the last game for week 6, right?
Yes.
All right. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Here. Okay. Bournemouth 4 goes in their last one. Southampton 8 goes in their last. Okay. One. Haven't kept a clean sheet in 7 matches. That's important. Ooh. That's very important. Okay. Team form. Okay. Okay. Southampton lost 2, drew 2, and won 1. And Bournemouth lost 3-1-1, and okay, drew 1. And let's see, what else do we have here? Insights, who scored a lot more? Southampton scored a lot more, but let's check for concession, whether it's on their side. And Bournemouth is on. Bournemouth considered 3 here, 1 here, that's 4. Then 6, then 7, then 8 for Southampton. 1-1, that's 2. Okay, that's 5. That's 8. That's 11. Okay. Penalties, I think, I'm guessing. That's why you see 5-3 here. It's a tight one. Ooh. Yeah, they haven't scored in their last 2 games. Have scored at least 1 in their last 2 games. So I'm gonna go Ipswich. Now what's their name? Sorry. Southampton is gonna be Bournemouth away. Yeah, I know it sounds impossible. They're gonna beat them by 1-0. That's my prediction for that one.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
I
I'm
I
gonna
think
stick
that
with the insights and team form and goal concessions. If that formula doesn't work, then I'll tweak it. But it has
I
worked for me for a while now.
yeah. I think this one will end as a draw. I think it will be 1-1 draw.
You think it's gonna be 1-1 draw?
Yeah, I think so.
Why do you think it will end in 1-1 draw? Let's hear your reasoning behind
Bo-
that.
Both both, both teams can defend. Both teams they are missing chances for fun, especially Southampton striker. I think is a young striker. He had good chances again during the weekend. He missed them. So even Bournemouth at the moment, they are not at their form. They are conceding a lot of goals. But if you check their head to head, they've been both teams are winning. So when I'm thinking on my mind, I think this one will be a draw. But again, each and every time they play, either one wins. Is that a 2-1, 3-2, those kind of things. But for me now, when I watch these both teams, I think this one will be 1-1 draw. So
Okay,
guys, let's just
one,
subscribe to
one
the
draw for
channel.
you.
Jay,
Okay.
what about you?
Um, I think Bournemouth should win it. Uh, they have been the better team in terms of Southampton. Uh, I really think Southampton is going directly to the championship, back to the championship. They're not really going to stick here. I'll be brutal, look. I'll be honest and brutal. I can't play around like coach. So, but I think they will concede one goal. I think that it will be a 2-1 victory to Bournemouth. I think they will concede one goal to Southampton. Remember, they have Kepa in the goal, the guy who will fumble somewhere. So 2-1 victory to Bournemouth.
Hmm. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. 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 Let's go for it. You said 2-1 Bournemouth.
Yeah, 2-1 Bournemouth.
Okay, and I said 1-0 Southampton. All right. I think that's it for the week. Let's see. We'll find out who predicted the most score line correctly. I'm not gonna say I'll win it, but we'll find out. Last time I beat you, Tobeho, right?
Well,
why,
this time we
Yeah.
got a real challenger.
why are you saying public?
No, it's in public already. What are you saying? It's nothing secretive about it. Jay, you say you are a serious challenger to win.
Yeah, I mean, there was. It's not like you won a big trophy among 100 people. It was just there was just Tobago. So calm down. This time the challenge is too hard.
now, now I
And
must
for
pull up my socks
elsewhere
here.
around the world, 90th minute, Dortmund are beaten Bochum by 4 goals to nothing. Chelsea women 6, Crystal Palace women 0, and AC
Ah,
Milan 3, Lecce 0, PSG 2, Rennes 0. Any other results? Important results here? Nothing more. Auxerre 3 and Brest 0. So that's it. I don't know. I think that's it for today. Any other thing, Jay?
no. Yeah, I'll be back to check the prediction and how it pans out. Hopefully, Chelsea wins it. That's the only thing that I want to, you know, want all of us to be correct on. We need a victory there, and big up to the
Yeah.
Chelsea women. They are on a fire streak, winning by a lot of goals. Hope looks like the new, Sonia Bomposta. I think is the name of the women's coach. She's been on fire as well. So hopefully they continue their hot form. And yeah, hopefully.
Yeah,
Yeah, she seems a fitting replacement for Emma Hayes, and I'm liking it. Go ahead, Bill.
yeah, and also to win WSL, I think you need to score more goals because remember last season the reason why we won it is that we scored more goals. So
Yeah, goal
hopefully
difference.
we continue scoring more goals.
I agree.
Hmm. All right, thank you so much. Thank you, Jay, for joining, and Tobeho, thank you for pushing for us to schedule. Hopefully, we'll have the time to do a review, not just a preview. Thank you to all of you that found time to join us. Mabas, thank you so much. We appreciate you. Ankit, my bro from another mother, was also here. Thank you, guys. See you guys next time. God bless us all, and cheers.